Yeah, I got nothing. I ain't got nothing. It's
I seriously thought you were gonna like do the Cody thing. What do you want to talk about? Like I thought that's where that was going, but like a
no,
long one.
I got nothing. I got nothing. We're here to talk about wrestling. That's I got nothing. That's it. So Raw happened, and I don't know how I feel about Raw. How do you feel about Raw?
How do we need that third hour?
It just this show felt so weird, and it just like it didn't make any sense, and it just sucked.
Yeah, yeah, like it felt off as hell.
Yeah, and one of the reasons is because they were in Riyadh still, and also this was a tape show.
Yep.
But I don't know, it just stuff happened on this show that made me go, "What the fuck is going on?" And then it was like one, two things that made me go, "Oh, you know what? That's actually kind of cool."
Okay.
So the show opens up with Liv and Raquel in Dominic, and they came out, and Liv is talking shit about how she got rid of Rhea, and she's the champion of champions, and she's the best, and nobody can beat her. And then Bianca and Jade come out. So they come out. They actually have on Deadpool gear, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
And Bianca's basically saying she's going to beat Liv. And then Liv starts showing dissension between the two of them, talking about, hey, Jade, Bianca's going to stab you in the back, blah, 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 blah. Showing dissension between them. Then Pierce comes out and was like, listen, Liv, I'm tired of this shit. I don't know if it was because he got RKO'd that like now all of a sudden he's acting like a boss because this is the first time he act like a boss.
Right? Like now he wants to do authority.
Yes. So Bianca slapped Liv, and Pierce says, "You know what? I'm gonna find you a challenger, and right now we're gonna have a battle royal, and the winner becomes number one contender for your championship, and it starts right now."
Yeah. For some odd reason I thought Raquel was gonna be in this shit. Legally.
No, no, no. So they had the battle royal, and so this is what fucks me up with this battle royal, because like there was three things accomplished. Like there was a little bit of dissension between Jade and Bianca. That's
Yep.
one.
Hmm.
So Raquel and Liv wind up eliminating Bianca and Jade. They wind up eliminating both of them, and then after that, Bianca and Jade ran and chased down Liv and Raquel. So to me, all that's saying is Bianca and Jade are going to take on Liv and Raquel for the tag team titles.
I see that.
But then it gives the winner, who came down to the last two, was Io and Lyra Valkyria. And Io German suplex Lyra, and Lyra fell. So Io's number one contender, and Io celebrated upside down after the German suplex, which was kind of cool.
That German was fucking vicious. Like, yeah. Like I love that spot.
So now Liv has to face Io. Liv is going to wind up facing Jade and Bianca. So everything is just going on. Everything is just going.
Yep.
So then we had Xavier and Kofi, and they were talking, and Xavier was saying, "Yo, we could have won this," and Kofi's like, "Yeah, but you was in charge, so we lost." He's like, "You know what? I got a way to fix this. We gonna take on the War Raiders tonight."
That came across to me like our truth, like just putting him in like fucked up like situations.
Um, not really, cause like he has a point, but he's like, "Listen, we fucked up. Now look what we're gonna do." Now, here's the funny part,
Hmm?
and a lot of people didn't get this. because as they were talking and the whole thing went off, it went right into the Wyatt Six promo.
Yep.
And it's funny because like the New Day are having dissension, but I think it's next week or the week after. It's one of these 2 weeks that they're gonna do the 10th anniversary of the New Day.
I think it's next
And,
week.
okay, so it's next week. So that's gonna be a big thing, and we're gonna see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I like with the Wyatt Six, because the Wyatt Six has Miz, and they're yelling at Miz, and the first thing they play was something so special because it was something that a lot of people, even like some of the really hardcores, totally forgot. They played the video of Miz talking to the B team. And a lot of people totally forget that Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel were with the Miz.
Yeah, I forgot that for a second. And we talk about it every once in a while, but I don't know why ever since he became Uncle Howdy, I forgot about it.
Dude, like I love the connective tissue that like WWE is pulling from from all of these things. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying that this Liv and Charlotte Flair thing, when people see this, that we've been trying to talk about for years, when they finally get to Liv versus Charlotte Flair, and they'd be like, oh, this is because the way you shut me down years ago and you said I couldn't win and you talk shit to me and I finally got to win. That's going to be something that everybody's going to be like, oh shit, this is a long term story. Yes. Like a lot of this shit is long term story that you don't see and you're like, what the fuck? Like this is a thing?
Fucking crazy.
Yes. So the Wyatts are talking to Miz, and Miz is like, listen, I'll give you like the Final Testament. I'm not part of them. And Bo was like, no, no, no. We want you and the Final Testament because you're part of them. He's like, I'm not. He's like, no, 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 you are. He's like, we'll get this straight. And then he put the tape back over his mouth. And he's like, okay. But I really did like that callback because that callback made so much sense. Because it's like just a throwaway thing that people totally forgot, and now they get to see it again. And it's like, oh shit, I don't remember that. And it's like, yeah, yeah, dude, that's a thing.
Miz is more of a dick than like people realize in this storyline.
Exactly. So then we get the War Raiders versus the New Day. And this time it's Xavier Woods' fault that they lost. So that's it. They lost. The War Raiders are going for the tag championships, and that's fine.
Yep.
I guess like it's a thing.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So then we had them make an announcement of all of this stuff that they're doing. It's going to be a lot of overseas shows next year for the shows before Mania, which is going to be cool because I've heard through Wrestle Votes that some of this stuff will be televised on Netflix, and the shows that they're doing, like Raw and SmackDown, they're trying to work it out to when it airs live over there, it'll be able to be live on Netflix at the same time. So, like, if they're having a show, Raw is like at 1 o'clock, you'll be able to watch Raw at 1 o'clock on Netflix while it's happening. So you won't be missing out.
Okay.
So that's a really cool thing that they're looking to do. And I really hope that they do get to do that because that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because like you have to remember all of the stuff that they do now where they have to tape it and then put it on, it's because they're beholden to the networks. If they're beholden to Netflix, which is you could do anything, anytime, anywhere, they could just put the show on anytime. Just be like, hey, Raw's on. And if you're just like accustomed to watching it on Mondays, you'd be like, oh, well, when I get home, I can watch Raw. I don't have to wait to 8 o'clock. Or if you're like at home or you just like at work that you like sneak off and watch wrestling, you're like, all right, I'm gonna watch this because it's on now. So that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
So then we got Sammy. Sammy comes out and Sammy speaks Arabic to the people. That was actually really cool because Sammy, like, he actually cried after that because it's the first time he ever got to do that on a live show in front of his people. And that
Yeah.
was really cool. So then they tell the story, and Sammy's about to speak. Jay Uso comes out. Jay gets a massive pop. They shake hands. Then Jimmy comes out. And this is a story. So Jimmy don't believe that Sammy accidentally kicked Roman. He thinks he did it on purpose. And you have said this on the podcast. You literally said this on the podcast. You said, dude, Jimmy was the one who brought Sammy in, and Sammy brought it up. Sammy said, yeah, no, Jimmy was the one who brought me in. We were
Yep.
close first. What's wrong with you? And it like it started to make sense. And then Jimmy was like, I don't trust you. And Sammy was like, the only reason I was there was to help Jay. He was like, when we were in the ring, it kind of felt like old times. But I see you guys don't trust. So Sammy leaves, and Jimmy says, see, I told you this guy wasn't family. And Jay says, nope, it's Jimmy Uso, it's Jay Uso, and Sammy Uso. And Sammy's standing there looking, and he says, Sammy, come to SmackDown so we can talk this out as a fan.
So he officially
So,
accepted them as family again after he told what was it, 2 weeks ago that he
mm,
wasn't family.
no, it was last week actually.
It was last week? Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, here's the thing that a lot of people are forgetting. There's like a major component that like I think is going to play a major part on Friday. Well, not Friday, but like probably next week. But there's a major component that a lot of people are totally forgetting, and that's gonna be the component that's gonna fucking turn this thing from okay, we're at a 10 to a 25. Because people keep forgetting there's one major component that hasn't even been locked in, and they keep forgetting that this component exists. And you know what that is, right?
What is it?
It's Paul Heyman.
Yes, he's missing.
Paul is the wise man. He hasn't been back yet. And when Paul cuts that promo to bring them together, because they're going to wind up fighting and they're going to hate each other because it's going to be Sammy and Jay and Jimmy and Roman, and they're going to stand off. The new bloodline are going to kick their ass, but they're going to still be separate. They're not going to trust each other. Paul's going to come in and say his Paul shit, and that's it. That's it. It's over, and they're going to be back together. They're going to go into war games, and they're going to win.
Side note, Paul is so good at his promos, he could have both sets of bloodline come together as one. That could have happened, like for Paul.
Listen, I'm not going to say that that's not going to happen, but that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing is gonna happen. And speaking of bloodline, this it's still going. And I know people are like, "What do you mean it's still going?" Yeah, the story's still going. No, no, no. So this has officially been announced. Something that's already been officially done. So Lance Inoue, he is part of the WWE. He's been part of WWE since June. They
Shit.
just haven't told anybody that he's part of WWE. They haven't said anything. Somebody, I forgot his name. He's on Twitter. He's a big wrestling person. He's on Twitter, and he was at an NXT show, and he saw Lance there, and Lance had an NXT shirt. So he told Sean Ross Sapp, he was like, "This is what's going on." He was like, "Check into this for me." So Sean Ross Sapp checked into it, and WWE was like, "Yeah, he's been under contract since June." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?" So that means it's two Bloodline members that's still under contract with WWE that hasn't debuted yet. So
That's right,
that's
because Tala hasn't either yet. Forgot
yes.
about him.
So like now it's like really confusing. It's like, what are they gonna do? And so according to Sean Ross Sapp, there is no plans in place for Lance to come to the main roster or to NXT right now. There's no plans in place right now. Not to mean that they won't be plans, but right now, as of right now, there's no plans. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see. So back to Raw, we had Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable. And this was a good match, and Dragon Lee got the win, which is good.
Yeah,
Like, this is actually one of the best that Dragon Lee looked on the main roster. Like, I know how he looks sometimes, but this was like an actual. Oh shit, he actually looks really good here. He's busting his ass. He's fucking awesome. So then we get a promo with Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser, and I don't know if you noticed this, but Gunther seems like a face, and Ludwig seems still like a heel, and he doesn't want to be a face.
I noticed that. I actually did notice that.
Like, okay, so they're they're turning him face. Okay,
I would figure like if you were to ask me this like a few months ago, I would figure Ludwig would be the face before him.
well, apparently that's not how it goes. Then we get to the main event, and it still fucking baffles me. It still baffles the shit out of me. Because last week, Dominic, if you beat this former world champion, you could get a title shot. Dominic beat Damian Priest. All right, you're in this four-way to become number one contender. The
Why?
fuck? I don't know. It don't make no goddamn sense.
You heard Buddy in the background, even he said why.
It makes no goddamn sense. So Bronson Reed comes out and he just takes out everybody except for Dominic. He takes out Sheamus, he takes out Damian Priest, and he definitely takes out Seth. He splashes Seth through the table, Seth's down. So Sheamus and Damian Priest are in the ring. Dominic tries to get the win. They throw him off. Then Priest recovers. South of Heaven, and Priest beats Dominic to become number one contender.
I like Priest, but no.
Okay, so here's my thing with Priest. Here's my thing with Priest. I like him. I think he's cool. The only problem is he doesn't feel like a credible threat to Gunther. Like you just lost the title to him, and now we're going back to it. You don't feel like a credible threat. Like
Yeah,
you are a world champion. You're a former world champion. You could be world champion again. You just don't feel like right now is the time for you to beat him.
yeah, that makes
So,
sense.
so I'm just like, all right, cool. And that was pretty much Raw. I mean, there's nothing else really to talk about except for the threat of the dead guy coming back from the dead, and that's scary because that's an actual genuine possibility that like no one can stop. But like, I mean, there are people that can stop it, but there's also people that could just be like, you know what, this thing happened, and you could come back and do the thing, and it's like that's really scary because nobody wants that. Nobody wants that, despite all of the bullshit rumors that he sees the product and he thinks that the product is great. No, nobody believes that that old dead bitch doesn't want to come back And with everything happening, there's a big chance that he could come back, and that would be really fucked up. And there would be no way to stop it, and we would go right back to the Dark Ages, and it'd be like, oh, now we're back here. The only way to stop this is God, and we've seen that he hasn't been around for a while, so you never know. So
Like I said
that was
last
Raw.
week, lightning, lightning.
I mean, that's still controlled by God, and God hasn't been around, so there's
Devil power can
nothing.
do it.
That's the nice one. So this has been Monday Night Raw, and we can talk about something that also doesn't make sense. Dynamite. So Dynamite starts off with the Hurt Syndicate business.
The locker.
No, no, no. They're the Hurt Syndicate business.
Okay.
So they came out in all black suits, talk their shit, and then as they're talking their shit, talking about how cool they are, Swerve comes out. Swerve's with Nana, and the security's trying to hold him back. Swerve is pissed off, and Swerve just yells, Bobby, me, and you, full gear.
I don't know why.
So,
Like
uh-huh.
I'm fucking like corrupted or whatever. Because in my mind, when he was saying that, you and me, war games. Oh, with the
Wow.
fucking dramatic pause, I always think someone's gonna say war games,
Wow. That would have been funny.
right?
So then we had Claudio and Pac come out. And apparently they're called the Death Riders now, which is weird.
I'm gonna stick with yours and call them the MWO. I like
Oh no,
yours better.
I'm sticking with that too. So they come out and they're standing there because they're gonna face Orange Cassidy and Darby. And all of a sudden Orange Cassidy's standing in a rampway and Claudio and Pac are looking at him like, all right, we're gonna kick his ass. And they go up there and Darby jumps off of the thing and jumps on them and they get in a fight. And the fight starts and the fight breaks out. And they're just fighting. They get back to the ring. The bell rings. The match starts. So they're going until shit happens. Like this was crazy. So Orange and them, they get the win. But they don't get the win because they get their asses beat by the MWO. Because Wheeler Yuta starts fighting. Then John Moxley starts fighting. Then Marina Shafir starts fighting. And they're beating the shit out of them. And then all of a sudden the conglomeration comes down to help. And at first I was like, why the fuck did they come down to help? But it's explained in a minute because it makes sense. Because they've been doing this for the last couple of weeks on Dynamite, and I actually enjoy this. Where like they'll have random connective tissue of like, oh, the persons in the match before this have things with the person this in the next match. Like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then we see backstage, we see Ricochet get approached by the Hurt Syndicate locker business, and they're like, hey, you got a suit on. You could be one of us. Like, hey, I guess. Yeah, so why don't you sign with us? I guess. Here's the thing, though. I'm saying more words than was said in that promo because they literally said nothing. They just said like one or two words and was like, "Yeah, what's up? What's up? Nice suit. Yeah, all right, all right, boom." And then they just left. I was like, "Okay, what the fuck? All right." So that brings me to what Ricochet was doing over the weekend. And so New Japan had Power Struggle, and Zack Sabre Jr. defended his title against Shingo. He won. And then Shota Umino challenged them for Wrestle Kingdom. So after Shota leaves, all of a sudden, Ricochet's music hit. Ricochet comes down. He does a springboard, knocks out Zack, and now he challenges Zack for Dynasty. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna be as honest as possible. This is
Okay.
me not holding back and not being like the guy that's trying to be PC for everybody to love the podcast. No, I'm not doing that. I don't like anything about this. I'm sorry, I don't like anything about this. I understand that Ricochet is like, yo, I'm out of this world or whatever the fuck he says. Like
You said it.
he's a cool person. He's a cool person. I like him, but I do not think that he deserves to be in this big of a match with the world champion Zack Sabre Jr. Like, I'm sorry. Like, the match would probably be cool. I just don't feel that this is a big of a match as they're trying to make it. I don't feel like that. I feel like this is gonna sound like a shot, and it probably is. I feel like the AEW is doing the AEW thing that they do with New Japan. It's like, hey, we're doing a show with you. Oh, we're not giving you our best for the best. Like, this is the best you got? Okay, we're going to give you the B and C tier. I'm sorry, but Ricochet is not the main eventer, not the superstar guy to go against Zack Sabre Jr. Like, if you want a big marquee match, it's not Ricochet versus Zack Sabre Jr. I'm sorry. And that's
It's
how
mid
I
card.
feel. Yeah, and that's how I feel. And it's like I don't respect the decision to do this. Like it just baffles me that this is a thing, and I'm like, all right, it's whatever. Don't care.
I see him more as a junior over there.
No, no, no. He's a heavyweight. He's definitely a heavyweight, but I don't see him as a main event heavyweight over there because he's not even a main event heavyweight here. That's
Yeah,
the
he's going
problem.
for the international.
Yeah, it's like he's not even going for a world champion. He's not the guy that everybody's coming to see. He's just a guy. He
Yeah.
doesn't feel like that, and that kind of bothers me. So that's kind of fucked up.
He ain't beating Zach anyway, so that's all good.
I mean, of course not, but it just doesn't sit right with my soul.
Yeah,
So
understandable.
Kenny Omega also showed up because he had an interview thing, and Kenny Omega basically said, "Yo, I can't wait to come back to New Japan, and I want to wrestle in New Japan, and I want to fight some younger guys." He's like, I'll be back. Trust me." So he walks off. He goes in the back. The rest of the show is going on, and this was during a tag team title match. So it was TMDK versus the United Empire, which was Hanari and the Great Khan. So they're wrestling. They're doing their thing, and Chris Charlton goes, "There's been an altercation in the back between Gabe Kidd and Kenny Omega," and it's like, "Yeah, we're going to work on what's going on." Now, mind you, they said this, and this was on Monday. We just heard this. No one saw any footage. There was no backstage anything. We just heard about it. So today, Fightful put out the video. Now, if you watch this video, there's part of this video that actually makes it look like this is a straight up shoot. But like we know that it's setting up for a match, but it looks like a straight up shoot because it just has like somebody videotaping from far. Kenny's in the back and he's talking. And all of a sudden, Gabe Kidd just comes up and is like, "Yo, why you didn't mention my name?" He's like, "What's up?" He's like, "What, you scared of me?" And Kenny was like, "Dog, I don't know who you are." He was like, "No, you know who I am." He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" So him and Kenny just like start going back and forth, and then they get in a shoving match, and like then like security comes, and you can just hear this loud ass slap. I don't know who slapped who, but somebody got fucking slapped, and they just start brawling, and then New Japan broke them up, and it looks like it's gonna be Kenny versus Gabe Kidd, and I'm I I'm okay with that, and I know I just went on a whole rant about, oh, this person doesn't look like a star, this person. Listen, I don't think this is gonna be a Wrestle Dynasty. Like I genuinely do not think that this is the Wrestle Dynasty match. The Wrestle Dynasty match that Kenny's going to be in is a tag match with him and Tanahashi versus the Young Bucks. I don't see this being on Wrestle Dynasty. I see this being on a New Japan show that's in America or like some other show. Like I
Yeah.
don't see this being on a big show, so I'm not concerned about it. But yeah, like that happened, and I am a little mad that TMDK lost the tag titles to United Empire. Like I like Hanari, I like Great Khan, but I really enjoy and love TMDK because they're my guys. Like I've talked about them on this podcast for years. They're my guys. They're the tag champs, and I want them to stay tag champs. But they lost them. They could get them back probably at Wrestle Kingdom if they go through Tag League and win. They could get them back, but I really would like them to win. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So back to AEW, we had the Jericho Jerk Fest versus the conglomeration and the anything goes hardcore fight without honor.
That's basically what it was, a hardcore match, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mark Briscoe winds up pinning Jericho, so he should be number one contender for the championship, right? Hopefully he wins it, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right? I I hope so. Like I really do hope so, because like Jericho with that belt, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Oh, Jericho with that belt is making ratings. Ratings to where and what?
You
Like it
can't
doesn't make
have
any
rating
sense.
to something nobody watches.
Exactly. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So then we had MWO and Moxley saying, listen, they're going to defend the six-man titles. All right. And Orange Cassidy, you can't beat me. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's more or less
So
what he said, right?
yep. So then we had Adam Cole versus Malachi Black. There's a lot of discourse on this match on
I
the
see.
wrestling space because they're like, dude, like Malachi Black is so much better than Adam Cole. Adam Cole doesn't look like a good wrestler. This match wasn't good. Adam Cole didn't look like a star. Malachi Black looked like the star. And I'm like, it's just a match. It's just a match. It's just a match. And Malachi Black hit the black mass when Adam Cole he kicked out. I was like, oh shit, he kicked out. And then Adam Cole proceeded to get the win over Malachi Black. So after the match, Adam Cole goes to shake his hand. Malachi goes, no, give me a hug. He hugged him, and then Malachi Black walked off. And Kyle O'Reilly was watching the match. So Adam Cole cuts this promo, and he just talks about how good of a wrestler Malachi Black is. And he's one of the best. He's one of the greatest. He's like, I love you. And Malachi Black looks at him kind of, yeah. And he just walks off. And immediately, like, everybody's like, oh my God, he's leaving, he's leaving, he's leaving. So then Malachi Black had to come out and say, no, I'm not injured. No, I'm not leaving. Every time I wrestle a match, everybody says that I'm leaving. But it's really funny that that happened when also on Fightful earlier in the day also said that Malachi Black's contract is coming up at the end of the year or beginning of the year. So this seemed kind of coinciding what was going on. So I don't
He,
know.
he may very well be leaving.
Yeah, he said he's not leaving, but I'm just gonna take him at his word. I am very skeptical, but I'm gonna take him at his word. That's it. So then Adam Cole talks about the MJF situation. He was like, I got 2 wins, and I'm gonna get my third win, and Roddy's gonna get his third win too. And we're going to have a triple threat versus you, MJF, at Full Gear. And I'm like, wait, wasn't it the first to get the 3 wins? And they get a shot at MJF? Like, what the fuck they just change it out of nowhere?
That's wrestling. Like shit changes. Again, the Dominic thing from fucking Raw. He was legit the number one contender. All of a sudden, no, we're doing a 4-way.
Yeah, it was so weird. And then MJF gets on the phone and he just says, I got a job for you. I need you to pay somebody off. And like that was that. I was like, okay. We find out later what it was, but it still doesn't make any fucking sense. So then we get Jay White getting an interview, and all of a sudden Hangman Page comes up and starts beating the shit out of Jay White. And Hangman tries to break Jay White's leg, but here comes Juice to make sure that doesn't happen. They brawl, they go back and forth, and Jay White says, Hangman, I'm gonna break your leg. I'm gonna take you out at Full Gear.
A leg breaking match or something? Where you have to break the other person's leg to win?
I hope so, because this is like he just had a match at the last pay-per-view. So now they're gonna have another match now, and it's like, okay, this has no stipulation, by the way. This is just a
Yeah,
regular match.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it should have some type of soft stipulation because this would be technically, because I know there's really more, but technically their second match.
Yes, and I'm
So
just
then
like,
this one needs
mm-hmm,
a stipulation, and then the next one needs like a really like hard stipulation, you know?
mm-hmm. So then we had something that made no fucking sense because Chris Statlander is walking. All of a sudden, a car screeches and Chris Statlander falls because apparently Mercedes and Camille were trying to run over Chris Statlander, and Mercedes told Chris Statlander get out and beat her ass. So Chris Statlander opens the door and starts beating the shit out of Mercedes. Then fucking Camille comes over, and Chris Statlander slams Camille's hand in the door and beats the shit out of Mercedes. And basically, they're breaking up Mercedes and Camille already.
Basically. Because he's treating her like she's stupid. She being Monet to Camille.
Yes, it's just really fucking like weird.
Yeah.
Like they just got together and now they're gonna break them up. They haven't even been together for like at least 3 months. So then we have the patriarch, and they come out, and he starts talking about Skip City. And the funniest part about this is literally what I said on the podcast when this happened. Skip Sabian, he said, the reason I accepted him is because he protected me from something bad happening. And I was like, when he first said it, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then when he showed it, I was like, I literally fucking said that. I literally fucking said that. Because this is when Skip took the pen when Christian was about to cash in, and they went to the back and they saw Claudio and Pac. And it was like, yeah, they were going to fuck him up. And Skip stopped it. So that's why he's part of the family.
Does he have some type, because I didn't watch it, so does he have some type of special name or whatever? Like
No,
as far as this?
no,
Okay.
he's just Skip. And so then Hook comes out. And Hook is out there, and Hook's like, yo, I'm going to beat your ass. And Christian says, your father is dead. and then Hook snaps and he just comes to the ring and tries to kill Christian.
Taz died?
So no, Taz literally tweeted was like, "I'm not dead."
I know, I see it.
So then we have Don Callis, and he's in the back, and there's some big dude. And I swear to God, this dude was a wrestler, but I don't like I've never seen him before. And he has a phone, and he gives Don Callis a box and a piece of paper. And the phone, MJF is like, "Yo, I want you to take out Adam Cole next week, and Don, you better not scratch up my ring." So Don Callis was like, "Ha, I've got an idea," and that sets up for Takeshita versus Adam Cole next week.
Which of course Adam Cole's winning.
Yes. So then we have Jamie Hayter versus Penelope Ford, and Jamie Hayter gets the win. But the funny enough, Penelope Ford actually can still go. She can go.
Yep.
Jamie beat her, and then we had something that was really fucking good, and like a lot of people didn't even notice this because there was a Mina Shirakawa promo, and she says Mina is coming. Here's the thing: if you weren't paying attention, you missed it. You didn't get to come because you missed it. Because there was a QR code that popped up really quick. You scan the QR code, and it was about Tony Storm.
Oh, she's coming too.
Yes, so Tony and Mina. So I don't know if they're just gonna do Mina versus Mariah, and then they're gonna do Mina and Tony and Mariah, but they're gonna do a three-way. I see that.
Either way, Mariah is fucked.
Yes. So then we had a Okada thing where Okada's talking about how he's going to be one of the best tournament wrestlers because he's going to win the Continental Classic. JR is talking about how good Okada is. And then Okada says, "I'm going to be the best tournament wrestler. I'm going to be better than Masahiro Chono because I'm going to be more famous than Masahiro Chono." And so Dave Meltzer goes, "You know what? Like that's true because not people, no people in America really knew who Chono was." And it's like, Dave, in 1992, I was watching WCW, and one of the reasons it was as good as it was because Masahiro Chono was there. Like, I don't understand like how you just like, oh, like no, Masahiro Chono was a big deal to like wrestling fans. He said it like, yeah, Masahiro wasn't a big deal to wrestling fans in America. It's like, dude, yes he was. Like he was in the '90s. He's like, oh, they probably just know him from his little thing with the NWO. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? In the '90s, he was a big deal. He had beef with fucking Rick Rude. It was a
Yep.
fucking. It was. What are you talking about? Like that just pissed me off when he said that. But whatever.
Even I know who the fuck Chono is. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So we get to the main event, and it's Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher versus Ricochet. And Ricochet says, "I got a partner because as of October 1st, this person's contract has run out." And when he said that, I'm thinking like my mind starts racing on like what ex WWE wrestler's contract is ran out. And then he was like, with the Don Callis family. I was like, oh, it's Hobbs. So Hobbs comes back and he's pissed and he's beating the shit out of the family. So they're going, and I'm like, okay, so who's gonna take the loss here? Because Kyle Fletcher's getting built up for fucking Osprey, and Takeshita and Ricochet are getting built up for each other. Hobbs is getting built up for nobody. So that doesn't make sense for Hobbs to lose. He just got here. So what are they gonna do? And they did stuff where actually Ricochet lost because Takeshita pinned him.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it made sense. So then Mark Davis comes out. They're beating down Mark Davis, and then here comes the Murder Hawk and Cage. So they're beating up everybody, and then all of a sudden here comes Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay comes in for the save. So Mark Davis, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Hobbs were standing tall against Don Callis.
You think that's gonna be something like a match,
I mean,
like all of
it would be, but then Adam Cole came out and beat up Takeshita, and they ran off. So it probably will be
oh,
eventually. So, but like, yeah, that was a thing. So yeah, I mean, that was Dynamite. That was the end of that.
oops. Okay, by the
Yeah,
sounds of it.
I mean, this is extreme. So, how did you like the episode?
I actually liked it and whatever. I thought it would be much more of a difference the way it looked, but wasn't too much of a difference.
What did you think it was going to be?
Like, 'cause like that arena is small, but it didn't look small. They constructed it right.
I I actually had the opposite reaction. It looked exactly as small as it always looked, and it just like to be honest, it felt really weird because it felt like NXT was too big to be in there, and it was just weird. It was like this doesn't feel right at all. I was like, this feels like this is too big of a show to be in there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree with you because that was my feeling going in. That's how I felt, like how they can make it work. But I think it made to me, I think they made it work.
okay. So they had a bunch of opening shots. Some people were at Geno's, and they had the face side of the women's division form like the Avengers, which was kind of cool.
It
And
was.
it started off with Dawn Marie, and she's the special guest referee for Lullabies in Jada Parker. I
Actually,
have a
pretty good.
question.
Mhm.
It was good. I have a question though.
Yeah,
When did Jada get all those tattoos?
I don't know. That fucked with me too.
Like she was wrestling. I was like, what the fuck did she get all these tattoos? I was like, the fuck?
Like I didn't
But
say nothing because like normally I misremember shit, so I'm like I probably that probably is a thing, and I don't remember, so I'm not gonna mention it.
no, it's not a thing. It was this was new. But like this was a really good match. This was better than I expected. I expected to be like, oh, this thing is here. The only thing I didn't like was Jada used the brick on Lola, and I was like, that should knock her out. But Lola got up and kept moving, so it was like, oh, that's kind of stupid. But okay,
And there should have been blood, like straight up.
yeah, Jada got the win, but I mean, it should have been more.
Yeah.
So then we got Kalani with her dad, and they were both doing stretches. And Kalani left, and her dad got attacked by Wesley.
For a split second, I don't know why. I
Hmm.
thought it was what's his name? Oh my God, I forgot his name. Young OG.
Wow, that's that's messed up.
Yeah. Because he's a face. I'm like, I don't know why that popped in my head. I'm like, did they just turn him heel? Like it
No,
made no
not
sense in my head.
no, not yet. He's still gonna be a heel, just not yet.
Eventually, yeah. But not that
Yeah.
fast. Not on RVD.
So then we had this was funny because at Tony Luke's, which is a cheesesteak spot in Philly. So at Tony Luke's, You have Tony D'Angelo. He's down there. And Tony D'Angelo is down there. But Sean Spears and Brooks Jensen are there. And they're trying to talk to Tony. Then all of a sudden, here comes Nunzio. And Nunzio's up and he's talking. And there's this guy next to him, this random fucking guy. And I'm like, who the fuck is this random dude? I'm like, it's a random dude. And then I'm looking at him, I was like, I know his face. He's not a lawyer. Who the fuck is this dude? And then I just keep looking at him, looking at his face. I'm like, that's not who I think it is. There's no way that's who I think it is. And I'm just looking at him like, there's no way that's Tony fucking Mamaluke. That's not Tony Mamaluke. Yeah, it was Tony fucking Mamaluke.
Wasn't
Dude,
Tony younger than him?
that's, yes, exactly. Tony was younger than him. Tony was the little dude. Tony was the
Yeah.
little one of the family. So then Tony tells Adriana that next week she's going to have a match with Nikita Lyons. So he talked to Ava and got the match. But then Tony D'Angelo starts talking shit, and Nunzio is like, all right, man, you're going to have a match tonight. And Tony's like, what? He's like, yeah, we're going to have a match tonight. I was like, at that moment, I was kind of like, you know what? It's probably not going to be that bad until I saw the match. So we get Wesley versus Javon Evans, and they're having a match. This match is good. It's getting better. Wesley goes for the cardiac kick. He hits it. Javon kicks out, which a lot of people missed. Like he hit the finisher and Javon kicked out. So RVD winds up coming down. RVD's out there. RVD winds up costing Wesley the match. And Javon Evans hits a 6-star frog splash from corner to almost other corner.
Fucking amazing. Like I love this guy.
Yes. The only critique I have about it is he should have did more frog than just leap. Because he leaped, he hit him, but I wish that he would have did more frog in air to get to him. But I feel like if he would have did the frog in air, he would have probably went further over and probably crashed into the turnbuckle.
Probably.
So yeah, that was cool, especially to see like the kid do his thing. So he
Yeah.
celebrated with RVD, and then we had Ava, Mr. Stone, and Stevie Turner come out. But as they're coming out, Eddie Thorpe is like, "Yo, can I talk to you?" And Ava's like, "You have the worst timing. Like every time I'm trying to do something, it is the worst timing." I'm like, dude, when the fuck has he tried to talk to you? This is the first time he's ever tried to talk to you. Like maybe I'm misremembering shit.
Nah, that to me that was the first time too.
So there was something really funny that like if you know, you know, it was something really funny throughout the whole entire night of ECW NXT. There was something really fucking hilarious. And if you know, because I saw it and it didn't register to me until the third time I saw it and I started cracking the fuck up. Because this was definitely a huge nostalgia night. Because this was an ECW nostalgia night. But the biggest nostalgia was WWF is back.
Oh shit.
Yes, the World Wildlife Fund kept running fucking commercials during NXT ECW. It was the funniest shit because it's like, dude, they're just rubbing it in their face. We're WWF. You can be WWE all you want. We're WWF. I was like, that is fucked up.
I laughed my ass off when I seen that.
Yes, and they had like 30 commercials. It was hilarious. So Ava's out to make this big announcement, and the big announcement is Deadline is coming up December 7th. Yay,
I
Deadline.
was
And the,
just about to say yeah.
and the Iron Survivor is back, which is actually really cool. This is really cool.
Yeah. Like we get like hidden stars from this match all the time, especially the
Hmm.
women.
Yep. So Ava's talking about how cool Philly is, and then Mr. Stone goes, "No, it's not. New York is the best crowd. You know what? Even better is Boston." And he's talking shit, and then the lights go out, and I don't have a problem with this person being the person he was. The problem I have is you turned the lights out in the ECW arena and turned them back on, and there's only a few people that you do that with.
Yes.
And Rhino wasn't one of them. So
Like
I
like
was,
there's Sandman, there's Sabu.
mm-hmm. Like I was expecting Sandman or Sabu, like, oh, it's gonna be one of them. Nope, it was Rhino, and Rhino gored the shit out of Mr. Stone.
Like I was so fucked up. I'm thinking like, yo, what the fuck is he doing here? And whatever. Like, and then like, it dawned on me like the TNA deal because he's contracted with TNA. I'm like, oh, it makes sense.
Yes. So then we had the five women, with Jordan Grace, Zaria, Stephanie Vicaire, Julia, and Kalani. They're backstage and they're all doing their promos. Like Julia speaks in English and everybody else is speaking in English. And then Stephanie Vicaire just speaks in Spanish and everybody's like, what? And then Kalani was like, guys, she just said she's happy to do blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that was hilarious.
Yeah,
So
like Zarya asked her, wait, you know Spanish?
that was, she was like, yeah, I learned it at school.
Yeah.
So then we had Lash Legend and Jakari Jackson come up and talk shit. And they basically stepped to Stephanie and Julia, which is telling me they're going to have a tag match. Stephanie
Yeah.
and Julia are going to take on Mrs. Jackson and Lash Legend.
I had mixed feelings about this, but later.
Your mixed feelings are they're taller than everybody.
That too, but like it just like when we get there, like yeah,
Yeah, because the funny part is like I didn't expect that part. I was like, yeah, I didn't see that coming.
yeah.
So that was a thing. So now we had one half of our main event, which was Trick Williams and Bubba Ray versus Ego and Ridge Holland.
I would do the ego, but yeah, Reg was there. Boo.
Yeah. And Ridge pinned Trick, so he's number one contender. But then after the match, Ego was still talking shit. He gets beat up. Bubba comes out. I mean, not Bubba. Devon comes out. They get the table. They put him through the table. The fans are happy.
If I had any critique, it's the fact that they used a choke slam to put him through the table
Yeah. And
instead of
apparently,
than a power bomb.
Devon wasn't medically cleared to do anything in the ring, so that's why all he did was just bring out the table.
That's fine.
So then we had Ashanti the Adonis talking to Dion Lennox. And so they're talking, and Ashanti is like, yeah, I got this girl and all this. And Dion's trying to tell him, why are you leading this other girl on? And he's like, man, it doesn't even matter. Because I got this girl over here. And then all of a sudden, Kamara Petrovich walks up. And she's like, I thought you liked me, but then you had this other girl. Blah, 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 blah. And he was like, listen. He was like, you're playing too many games. I don't know. And then he walks off. And the whole time, Dion is watching this whole situation. And he's like, look like he's looking. And he's just like, he's trying not to get involved, but he's looking. So, I have a feeling she's gonna wind up doing something with Dion.
Yeah, yeah, I see that.
And it's gonna piss off Ashanti the Adonis, and then he's gonna get his ass kicked.
When did they become friends though? Is my question.
I don't know, because they were beefing when they first met, so what the fuck?
Yeah, I thought I missed something.
So then we get an interview with the heel women's side, and they're all talking shit, and I'm just looking at them. I'm like, damn, that's the future of the women's division.
Yep.
So then we get Nunzio versus Tony D'Angelo, and I was like, please make this match stop. Please make this match stop. Like this match was funny and like it was comical, but the whole time I'm looking at Nunzio, he's like 58 years old in the ring, and
52.
he's just like 52. Oh, he's 52. He's
Yeah, I
really
looked it up.
he's really small and frail, and it's like Nunzio wasn't the biggest guy, but he was a shooter. He was a shooter, and he could work his ass off.
Yeah.
But this is like he looks so small, and it's like especially against Tony D'Angelo, and Tony D'Angelo did the finisher. And the funniest part was fucking Nunzio was up there. He did the Father, Son, of the Holy Ghost before he got slammed, and, and Tony put him down, and that was it. But like I said, I just felt bad because he was looked so small, but he was all right. He was all right. They celebrated. The FBI celebrated, and Sean Spears and Brooks Jensen was like, "Yo, I know what I'm gonna do next week." I'm like,
We're
all
gonna
right.
get him.
Yep. So we had Lexus King and Mr. Regal. And Mr. Regal's talking to Lexus King. And he's like, man, he's like, I know you wanted to slam me in the nuts, but I didn't want to be like my father. And Regal was like, you know what? I I'm I'm okay with that. I accept that. He was like, you're nothing like your father. Like, go out and be a good man. That's cool. So the no quarter catch crew comes up and they're talking. And Regal's like, man, he's like that's a good kid. He's nothing like his father. He looks at Charlie and goes, Charlie, are you anything like your father? And he goes, you know what? I'm a little bit better. So Regal looks at the two of the quarter cut crew and he goes, you two are a tag team. You're really good. You should be going for the tag titles. And Ren, you should be going for the North American title. And then he walks off, and Charlie is just like still angry. And it's like, what are you angry for? He just told your crew what to do. And he's like, Arr. Like, what are you mad for?
Ren said something to the effect of, "He's so fatherly."
Like, if you have no idea, which I know there's probably like some people that's watching this that have no idea that they're father and son. It's like the weirdest thing. It's like, oh, it's weird. But like to us, it's funny because it's like we know a lot of people know, but you're still not fucking telling us, and you're just like, no, this thing is here. We're never going to acknowledge it until later.
Here's the thing, though, they're
Hmm?
identical.
Oh,
So,
they definitely are.
if you didn't know, you would assume there's some type of relation there. Like,
Hmm.
you know,
Yep. So then we get Ava, Mr. Stone, and Stevie Turner. The whole time, Stevie Turner has Mr. Stone on her back, carrying him. It did. They bump into Fraxium. So Ava's talking to Fraxium, was like, yo, next week, I'm going to get you guys a tag team. Like, you're not going to wrestle next week, but I'm going to figure out a challenger next week. And Axiom was like, yeah, that's cool. And Fraser's like, dude, no. He's like, I got other plans. He's like, that's on you.
the fuck?
So why are they still trying to break them up?
Just break them up already.
It's so weird. So next week is going to be Kalani versus Fallon for the North American Championship.
Yeah,
And Adriana's going to take on Nikita Lyons, which they should. And then we're going to have like people for the Iron Survivor start qualifying next week.
which my guess, like a lot of the women in the main event are gonna be in it.
Yep. So we get the Queen of Extreme, Francine. She shows up.
Still thinking Beulah.
It's not Pula. It's Francine. So it was actually funny because like I didn't think she was gonna come, and then she was like, "No, I'm gonna be there." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." Because like she haven't been on WWE TV in like forever.
Yeah.
So then we get to the main event, the 10-woman tag, Fatal Influence, Cora Jade, and Roxy versus Jordan, Zarya, Stephanie, Kalani, and Julia. This match was really good.
Yes.
And Jordan got speared by Zarya, and that was a thing. Like, and then like at that moment, I was like, "Holy shit! I didn't know I wanted Jordan versus Zarya."
Right?
Like that was cool. And then Last Legend and Jakara came out, and
This
like
is
I
what
was
I didn't
baffled.
like.
Why didn't you like this?
They to me they ruined the fucking match. Like it was going so well. Like we didn't need any fuckery, you know?
See, here's the funny part about it is like I barely paid attention to them being like any fuckery in this match because like they just showed up and like they got dispatched up very quickly. And to me, it was like, oh, they were a non-factor in this match because they just showed up out of nowhere and then they just got taken out, and everybody else is like just a bunch of clusterfuck. And it was like, no, that meant nothing because they didn't do anything because Zarya winds up pinning Roxy.
Yeah. I mean you're
So
right, but I just didn't like it.
okay. So with Zarya pinning Roxy, that means Zarya is also number one contender
Yes.
because Stephanie pinned Roxy. Now Zarya pinned Roxy. So both of them pinned Roxy. So
Need a fucking multi women match.
yeah, like holy shit, like she's screwed.
Yep.
Like I honestly don't know how she gets out of this. Like I know she's gonna lose her championship, but now it's so much going on. I don't know who she loses to.
I'm gonna say like in this particular case, if it's one of them, like say it's a three-way, it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie.
Yeah, like I think yeah, I think she should win it, but I don't see it happening. This is what I see happening at Deadline. I see the tag team match with Stephanie and Julia versus Jakara and Lash. Then I also see Zarya because Zarya just pinned Roxy. She gets the first title shot.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's gonna win because I feel like Jordan Grace is gonna turn on her and then she loses and she's screwed.
I wondered like because she's not a WWE person, so I wonder would a heel turn fucking take over there? Like if she's heel in WWE, would she be heel in TNA also?
Okay, so here's like the little fucked up part about it is I don't. I do not see Jordan Grace staying in TNA because her contract is coming up in January.
Yeah.
So if she jumps, then she's gone. So she just comes right into WWE as a heel in NXT, and she just gets to do her own thing. That's how
Okay.
I feel. That's how I feel about that. Because like if she does it, like she's only got a few more months on her contract. She's not really going to be doing shit, and she's just going to go.
Okay.
Like
So it wouldn't matter if it carried over or not.
yeah. Because also here's the thing: if she is heel in TNA, it doesn't really matter because like Masha Slamovich is the face right now.
Yep.
Everybody's happy she won the champion. So Jordan Grace being a heel is like, okay, no, that it lines up. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with that because that all makes sense.
Yeah,
But as far as everybody else in the Iron Survivor, like that's gonna be a toss up because don't I don't know who's gonna be in it, and I kind of want one person in the male side because I want this person to win the title. Like I want Obafemi to be in it
that would be awesome.
because I want Oba to be in it and he gets all of the wins. And he's like, I want him to be this and do something the most craziest shit for 25 minutes. Him pin everybody, and then like at one point, like he gets knocked down and everybody jumps on him and gets one pin, and it's like 1-25, and then the match is over and he has all the wins. Like that would be so fucking awesome. Like
It would.
he just beats everybody, and then like all the guys jump on him and pin him, and they get all one pin apiece, and he has like 25, and it's like, damn, that's fucking cool.
It would be reminiscent of fucking what's her name? Shayna Baszler in that one elimination chamber where she destroyed damn near everybody until she fucking got eliminated.
Dude, that's still one of my fuck Vince moments, because like she beat the shit out of everybody. Like she cleaned everybody. Just
Yep.
anybody stepped in the way, bam, 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 just running through people. And then Vince did nothing with her. He was like, I'll give her the match. And then it just was nothing. I was like, God damn it.
She
Like, that
didn't even
kind of
care.
stuff.
Like I would have gave her a fucking title at that point.
Yeah. Like, fuck, man. Like, Jesus.
Yep.
Like, like, it's so much shit that he just. Fuck that guy, man. I hope he. You know what? Let's just end this fucking podcast.
Lightning, lightning, lightning.